Overall, I just want to talk about the new episode of Peacemaker. Season 2, episode 3 is out. If you don't want to be spoiled for that, I will click off now. I don't think this is a huge spoiler and things like that, but there is something, James Gunn has been raving about episodes 6 through 8. He showed the press, creators, everything, episodes 1 through 5, and they loved it, but he kept for some reason episodes 6, 7, and 8 to himself. Of course, he wants to save that for everybody. He doesn't want no leaks or anything like that, and I understand that, but it's so interesting because he's teasing that this is his best work ever. He's teasing these huge appearances, cameos, things to set things up. Man of Tomorrow, he's teasing that this is bridging the gap between that. But it's almost like they're not even hiding it anymore. But I think it's so simple that I'm going to overthink it. So listen, David Cornsweet posts a picture of him with John Cena, Peacemaker. David Cornsweet is in the full Superman getup. John Cena is in what looks to be the Peacemaker getup from episode 3, season 2, episode 3. It's quite possible that Peacemaker was filming the exact same time that Superman was filming, and, John Cena walked over, or David Cornsweet walked over to the set. Maybe they were at the same spot. They walked over to the set and just happened to be these 2 days that they were in uniform, costume, whatever you want to say. And they took a picture, and it's that innocent. We really don't know. It also is something interesting that we could point out. He also took a picture with Daniel Brooks, and he's also in the Superman getup, only it looks a little bit different. I mean, he's got kind of like the cap on, he's got the dots in his face for kind of like the CGI, I'm assuming. It's a very similar, it could have been more of like an interesting, he just walked over, they walked over, took pictures, nice to meet you. That's it. But we're going to overthink it, right? James Gunn has teased Peacemaker is going to lead into Man of Tomorrow, which was just announced by James Gunn. What do you think of this? Do we think these characters, is it as obvious as that John Cena's Peacemaker showed up in Superman, and Superman's going to show up in Peacemaker season 2? I mean, it's probably one of the most obvious things, but we got to overthink it. James Gunn calling it his best work. I don't want to downplay it. If it's just that, I feel like, yeah, it's great. I like that a lot, but best work, it almost makes you wonder something else. I almost feel like he is going to be in it, but there's going to be something else going on. It would definitely be break the internet to see, a character so big as Superman appearing in the Peacemaker show, especially just a show. You feel like you save those characters kind of for the big screen always. But listen, man, I think it's cool. I think there's a piece probably where they just met up and that's about it. But I had to throw it out there. Is this a little too obvious? And is it just that these cameos are going to be the Superman cast members coming into Peacemaker? And, James Gunn has also went on limb here to answer fans like he always does. Somebody's saying, no, season 2 is not going to set up the movie. We'll probably see Lex in one of the last 3 episodes of Peacemaker. And then somebody says, not true. If there's projects in between, it's going to build up to it, not directly. And then somebody said, if the projects in between don't heavily feature Superman aside from cameos or other brief scenes, it could be true. James Gunn responds, and directly. The person he's responding to is not true. If there's projects in between, it's going to build up to it, but not directly. He says directly. I wonder, it seems like Peacemaker season 2 ends. We gonna pick up at Man of Tomorrow. Let me know what you think of this down below.